Happy 4th of July to all you YouTubers. It's still a sore spot with me all these years later. I'll never forget in the summer of 1993, everyone got so excited that Lex Luger was going to be the next world champion. They had a Lex Express, splashed it all over WWF TV. Everyone got so super excited for Luger to win the belt. Everyone thought this was finally going to get the belt off of Yokozuna. And Luger's going to win the title at Summerslam in the Palace of Auburn Hills in suburban Detroit. And everyone was so excited. And then the big match comes. In SummerSlam 93, you're watching the whole show, but as a wrestling fan at the time, you got Luger winning the belt on your mind. You really, really want him after everything that they did in 93, after all the stuff they did with the Lex Express, and they promoted Luger through the roof. And you were pumped. And then comes the big match. You watch the show, and SummerSlam 93 had great matches on it. Mr. Perfect and Shawn Michaels was good. And Ludwig Borga beat up Marty Jannetty. And Steiners won the tag team titles. Maybe they defended the titles, but at least I know the Steiners won on that show. Undertaker did his coffin match, I believe, versus Gonzalez. Something like that. It was a death match or something silly, but Undertaker ended Giant Gonzalez. So that was the last time he had a match in WWF. And I'm trying to think about what else. But then getting off topic, but then you get to the final match, Luger and Yokozuna. And you know what? Typical babyface heel thing. Yokozuna's kind of kicking him around, but Luger's going to come back. And so, Luger builds his big comeback at the end of the match and winds up knocking him out with a forearm, knocks Yokozuna out to the apron. And all I'm thinking in my head when this is going on is, please get up. This match can't end in a count out. It can't end in a count out. It cannot end in a count out. I did not spend the entire summer of 93 anticipating Luger winning the belt to end in a count out. And then what really pissed me off about it was Yokozuna wound up getting counted out. And then McMahon started selling it. This was seriously out of touch. This was way out of touch. You're going to end a main event pay-per-view between Yokozuna, the world champion, and Lex Luger with a count out, and then you're going to sell it like, Lex Luger did it. Lex Luger did it. He beat the invincible Yokozuna. And it was never the same after that. In professional wrestling, if you're going to skyrocket someone to the top of the world and then have them win by a count out and not win the belt, it was stupid. I was so pissed off. I watched the live pay-per-view. I was so pissed off at the end of SummerSlam 93. And still to this day, I can still remember these emotions that I felt in 93 as a 13-year-old kid when this happened. It's still a ripoff, for me. I mean, go one way or the other. Yokozuna either defeats Luger, whatever he hits the bonsai drops and he pins him, but don't end it in a count out. A count out is like kissing your sister. It doesn't work. And SummerSlam 93 to this day, those two pay-per-views that always stick out in my mind. SummerSlam 93 for the terrible finish with Luger and Yokozuna, and Royal Rumble 94 when 20 guys jumped on the Undertaker, and it was just bad. It was bad, and Luger's career was never the same. By 95, he was out of there, back in WCW, and it was dumb. I know they wanted Luger to be the next Hulk Hogan, and maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was a dick backstage or something. I've heard a lot of different stories on Luger about why he didn't win the belt. Yeah, that was really disappointing. So SummerSlam 93, 28 years later, still sucked.